started.
Okay, Kairos from Brazil. E4. Let's see, I played a Sicilian. How about a French? Sicilian and a Rui Lopez. Okay, get a normal French, it looks like. Okay, the advanced variation. Let's go with C5. So just keep developing with pressure on the center. That's one way to play this. Is that usual? That seems a bit strange. He's going to put his bishop on b7, I guess. And, well, let's bring the knight into the game. Okay, and he defends that way, too, with his bishop. Let's see how he takes here. He takes with the pawn. So knight to f5 here hits the bishop and hits the pawn. They're both adequately defended, but it seems like well, it's kind of interesting to keep some pressure on this bishop. And the bishop didn't go to b7 after all. Oh, but his b-pawn is defended. I guess that's the point. So he's able to develop his bishop without having to defend that pawn. Okay. Let's see. I've got a check here. Does that do anything? He blocks with the knight, I guess. He doesn't want to retreat the bishop. Maybe it's useful. It stops him from developing his knight to c3. So maybe knight to d7. After knight to d7, maybe I have bishop to c3 myself. But he just moved the king. That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to castle. And he kicks my bishop. Okay, can I do something clever with the bishop? No, that pawn, the b pawn is not really hanging, so it's got to go back. And he's going to push me back with these pawns, I guess. Let's see, if he goes forward one more square, though, I have knight to a5 to c4, which looks interesting. And I have rook to c8. Okay, so he's going to move his king to g2, and then to be able to develop his rook. So sort of castling by hand. Let's see, if I play a5 and he plays b5, if he takes, I can just take back with the knight. But if he plays b5, the knight doesn't have a good square. Can't go to a5. Okay, I think I'm going to regroup here. Let's put the rook on the c file first. Seems like it probably wants to go there anyway. And now that his king is there, why don't I take off this dark squared bishop rather, and let me go after this pawn. Well, that's silly. He can just take he can take my bishop there. Okay, queen back. That was what I kind of wanted to do anyway. And yeah, I would really like to go knight a4, knight a5 to c4, but I don't see how to get that in at the moment. Maybe it's time to push on with f6. Okay, and this knight's getting into the game. Let's see, I can bring my knight around to the f5 square again. Put some more pressure on this. Put some pressure on the point e3. Looks like a weakness here. I have a corresponding weakness. This kind of a symmetry in this position. Okay, let's see. If he takes here, I can take back with the queen, I guess. I'd rather get the queen out of the way, but currently the knight's there. So here, let's go here. And yeah, maybe I should take back with the bishop anyway. Either way, I'm going to have to make another move or two to get my pieces out of the way. because I really want to have a rook on the c file, not the queen. Let's see. Maybe that's a mistake. If I go there immediately, he can play rook to c7, which might be annoying. So okay, he is going to try and advance on the queen side. Okay, let's push all the way forward. I still am trying to figure out how to kind of untangle a little bit. And I'm adequately defended over here, but maybe queen. Okay, queen b8 defends this pawn and then allows me to play rook c8. And that's what I want to do.
Check.
So we still have this symmetric pawn structure here. He's got this one weak pawn. Let's see if I can arrange to attack it somehow. I'd like to get my queen to the c3 square. I can go all the way to c1, invading with the queen, pinning the light squared bishop. Well, I'll go ahead and play it. I'm not sure that leads anywhere is a problem. Can't play knight takes e3 and put more pressure on it. And yeah, how do I get more pieces in there? Maybe maneuver this knight around. Knight to maybe knight to c4 or knight to e4 would be interesting. Okay, and he's hitting my bishop. I could take this and give him some doubled pawns. And I'd be left with this light squared bishop, which doesn't look like such a great piece at the moment. Okay, let's drop back. Okay, so I guess knight in here. This will provoke some kind of reaction. Probably he will take. And I'm not sure which pawn I should take with. I guess this pawn. I don't want to give him a passed pawn. So I'd rather have an extra pawn in the center and I have the protected passed pawn here. So we're going into this endgame here maybe. Queen takes, bishop takes. And then I can attack this pawn over here on B. On B4. The advantage of having bishops, the pair of bishops, is you can attack squares of both colors, and the knight is just a little bit clumsier. Can't get around to defend this in time. So this actually picks up a pawn here. He can attack my pawn, of course. His advantage is that he can double. He can, on the light squares, he can arrange so both pieces attack. Both pieces attack on the light squares. Okay, how about bishop here? I guess that doesn't help a whole lot. Let's bring my king up. He has a check here and a check here. I didn't take it. So that walks into the path of, let's see, if I go here, I can go here, there's no checks there. Can at least go that far. And then I have bishop h5 check. That looks interesting. Kind of drives his king away from where this pawn might be coming through. Okay, he's putting pressure on this guy. Let's first throw in this check.
Check.
Now, can I... Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll take here, and then put my bishop here. Let's think about it. I go here, he takes, I take. These two pawns hold that pawn, this pawn holds this pawn, and my king comes over here to get this one. So after he takes, I take, he pushes, I go here. If he doesn't push, I go 2 moves. 1, 2 to attack it, and his king has to go 1, 2, 3 moves over to defend it. So that's close. Here, takes, takes. It's his move. King up, king over, king here, king here, king here. He gets there just in time to defend it. I push a pawn forward, though, and he has to take, and then I can grab this one. So, so this is a winning king and pawn endgame, I guess. Maybe there was a simpler way. Maybe I just push these pawns immediately. Yeah, I did something wrong here, didn't I? Okay, because this king is coming here and he's taking that pawn, and I can't stop that. Oh yeah, I can keep his king from entering with my pawn. Okay, whew, I played that carelessly. I'm still in bad shape here. How annoying. And this is probably a draw with correct play. We will see. If he lets me control the queening square, though, this is good for me. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. Now he's got to grab that pawn. And I can grab this pawn and win with that one. So there's not really any hope here. But I will play it out if he wants to.
White resigns.
Okay,
Incoming
good game.
challenge.
I will upload this and do a postmortem.
Incoming challenge.
See you guys later. Bye.